I only got a short amount of time to do this video, but here we are, once again, entering the world of Quinn Talks. I don't really got an intro idea, I'm just joking. But hey, thank you for coming back, I really appreciate it. These videos are different for me because it's like I gotta step back and actually talk about, you know, things I want to talk about that I don't always get to talk about. Especially on stream, because when I'm out there shooting and blasting everybody, there's not always a time to stop and think, hey, conversation. And today's video topic is all about time, because that was louder than I thought it was going to be. It's finally here, the awaited OnePlus watch. This really thin, really big red box that actually seems to be OnePlus's like favorite thing, which is weird because they don't make red phones. In fact, they've never sold a phone that was red, but when I get their accessories, it's all red. This big old box is for the wireless charger that I do like it. I know it's meant for the OnePlus 9 and I'm using the 8, so I'm not getting the full experience that I should be, but I'm not going to buy a new phone just to use the charger better. And then these are actually been treating me pretty well. I haven't tested them lately because I've been too busy testing the mystery buds. I might do a video on them soon because there's another wireless buds I want to test and get a video out on. Let me just adjust a little bit. And yeah, finally we got the OnePlus watch, which is actually one of my most waited on little tech things to get because I love smartwatches. I like the idea of them. I like having them. I've only owned 2 smartwatches in my entire lifetime. I've owned the Moto, I think it's called the Moto 360. It was like one of the very first Google smartwatches to be out there, and I was just I immediately hopped on board to get it because I just wanted to be a smartwatch user, and before they started making policies on my job, no smartwatches allowed. But you betcha I got that watch, and I still used it irresponsibly at my job. I was able to text back all the people that I wanted to get to talk to, and it was fun. Honestly, I wouldn't get it again, because right now it's probably obsolete, and Moto has more than likely made better things, or at least I hope they have. And then the second thing I had was the Apple Watch. I should have one lying around somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't use it anymore, because if you don't have an Apple iPhone, then your Apple Watch is pretty much useless. But it was nice for the time I had it. Right now it's probably struggling with battery issues, because I had the second or third generation of the Apple Watches, but it was a really nice experience. It was really cool. Like, I got to message people with it, calls. It also worked as like taking photos. The photo thing was a little bit weird. It was kind of like a little finicky, but it still did its job pretty well. And of course, anytime you're remotely working now, it'll start tracking you. And it was fun, and I really enjoyed the experience I had with it. It was such a seamless, good experience, because again, that ecosystem, the ecosystem feeling is everything, because there's nothing cooler than your devices actively working with each other to bring you that nice together experience. And that's what OnePlus is trying to go for with this, because this OnePlus watch automatically pairs to your phone the same way, and the phone actually recognizes it just as quickly as Apple iPhone would recognize the Apple Watch. As you've probably already seen it, I'm actually wearing the watch right now. And yeah, those are the Genshin girls. I just thought this picture was adorable. I have all those characters, Genshin Impact and whatnot. There's Kai. And yeah, you can see how responsive this is. This actually wasn't that responsive when I actually first got it, which is what I'm going to talk about essentially. Let me actually take this off completely so you can see exactly what you're looking at. Yep. That's the fabled Watcheroonie. And it's... I have a couple things to say. But similar vibes to the Apple Watch. It has this band. This is actually a really comfortable band. It's way more comfortable than what Apple came with. They came with like a really rigid white band. That just like, it didn't feel like it could move. You had to like, it was really stiff when you put it on. But this is nice and flexible. You can... And then, there you go. It's nice and flexible and it's easy to put on. Similar, very, very similar vibes. The ecosystem itself feels like a similar vibe too. Although this one doesn't have that many options, which is one of my couple gripes with this, is that it doesn't have a lot. I feel like this needed more time in the oven, and the reason for that is because it's missing a lot of key features that I would want in a smartwatch. So here's the thing. I don't own one, but you can imagine there's a Fitbit right here. The difference between a Fitbit and a smartwatch is that a Fitbit is solely for exercise. It's supposed to help track how many steps you're taking, track your workouts, acts as a timer, laps, etc. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not the person for fitness talk, but that's essentially what you want your Fitbit to do. And smartwatches also contain those features, but they also contain an important component that separates them, which is being a smartwatch, which is supposed to be a companion to your phone. It's supposed to help you minimize the amount of times you're pulling out your phone. Obviously, I can't because that's how I'm recording this thing. But regardless, a smartwatch is supposed to be a companion that is reliable and helps you not, check out your phone so many damn times. Or, if you're working and you're trying not to pull your phone out, which is actually why my biggest gripe is a lot of, places are like, no, you can't have your smartwatch on. People are going to look at their phone regardless. At least with the smartwatch, you help us ease, because some of us are pretty anxious when it comes to notifications. You want to know if someone needs you or something important. Back in the old day, when I used to be in group chats, I always wanted to know what was going on and not feel so left out when work was over. And that helped, and a smartwatch helped with that. Without, so much of a need for me to take out the whole big boy, because, I always get the biggest phones. Regardless, I personally got it so that I could stop pulling out my phone so often. And for the time being, it did work. It actually did help me not take out my phone so much. This doesn't do that job very well. For starters, you can't type on it at all. Okay, here we go. So this is a talking to my channel, and then hit reply. You only have quick replies, and neither of these would benefit the majority of notifications you're gonna get. You got, okay, I can't, okay, like, for example, Matt's trying to get me to play Call of Duty because he's sane in a white boy body, and I can't even say no. I can only say, okay, which I don't want to say. Be right there. I'm not logging on, I'm filming this. In a meeting, contact you later, or I'm driving, contact you later. 4 options to deny someone gaming. And it's just, why? It's just weird to me because it's like, it's not foreign. Like, typing on smartwatches is, I was able to do that with my 360, I'm pretty sure. Or at least a voice option. And a voice thing to me has no excuse because you can supposedly make phone calls with this thing. I haven't actually tested out the phone call capability of this. And the reason for that is because I just haven't been making, I haven't been able to take a phone call yet. Usually any serious phone calls I want to do on my phone or with my Bluetooth earbuds. But if it has a microphone, I imagine that it should at some point have a voice to text option. But here's the risk that OnePlus takes. This does not have Google OS. This is OnePlus's original software specifically for their smartwatch or future wearables, I'm guessing. And the loss of having a Google OS, there is no NFC payments, no voice searching, and obviously I can't turn on my lights or ask for the weather. There's no voice assistant. So that's another thing that kind of puts down to it. I mean, Apple Watch had Siri, but I didn't use Siri. I'm not a fan of Siri. The only voice assistant I've ever used was Google, and that's how I'm going to keep it that way. I don't use Cortana or Bixby. Another thing, and actually, this is what's important about OnePlus, is that the majority of their products get better with updates. This actually got an update recently. Actually got an update today. I'm going to put this back on. It got an update today pushed out to fix some of the errors that it had at launch. The raise to wake feature was kind of a joke. It did not raise to wake at all. And I'm actually surprised that was able to be fixed with the software, because OnePlus can actually do so much by adjusting your software to do it to their phones, TVs, and now their watches. And yeah, the raise to wake is a lot more responsive now. So good job there, OnePlus. And I'm just kind of excited to see what other features they have. I don't see them adding the ability to wirelessly pay. A little funny story about that in just a second. But for the lack of OS and for wireless payments you need, it's a whole permissions thing, NFC, all that. that I just don't think that the OnePlus Watch will have. At least the first one. Maybe in the future they're going to release a higher model that could probably do those things. Or honestly, you can make a version of this with Google OS and it'd probably do pretty fine. I mean, the build on it's really good. It's a nice metallic build. It's sturdy, strong. I don't know about the scratch resistance so much, but I guess I'll learn in time when I use this. I bumped it every now and then, but there's nothing significant on it that I could see. Even with the screen not fully complete on. And the funny thing about wireless payments, actually, there's a story. One time, I was out grocery shopping, and I remember just being in pajama pants and just looking all kind of messy. I just need to go to ShopRite just for the basic things. And I remember this woman I went to a self-checkout, obviously, social anxiety, and this woman was counting pennies and dollar bills trying to like pay for the groceries about to buy, and I just paid wirelessly with my Apple Watch at the time. Just went boop, transaction good. I just left with my stuff, and it didn't sink in how douchey I looked after walking out. I thought to myself, wow, that was really scummy to do. I should have just pulled out my debit card like a normal person. And I'm sure she thought highly of me that day. Otherwise, the feeling of it was pretty nice. It was a seamless connection. I don't think I'll be using the workout feature. I mean, I probably should. But for now, I just wanted this to be my companion. I am keeping my eyes on the rumors for the Pixel Watch. I already told myself, like, okay, I'm probably going to get the Pixel Watch, but I'm not going to do what I do with earbuds to smartwatches, because smartwatches are pretty up there. This was still around like $150, even with I was given a coupon by OnePlus for just for like waiting around for it to launch, because I did get it immediately once the clock struck 11. Words are hard. And that's it for today. That's all I wanted to talk about. I guess my final conclusion is, do I recommend this? Maybe. If you're a patient person, like if you're a person that can wait for updates, then sure, go right ahead. You just wanted something that tells time and tells you when you get a notification without having to stare at your watch, then yeah, I would definitely recommend getting the OnePlus Watch. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense getting the OnePlus Watch if you don't have a OnePlus, because that's kind of the whole point of this thing, but I think it works with Android phones just fine. You know, because it's all about the app. It's just, you have to get the OnePlus Health app, and it'll do some good there. I might have to do like a second review once all the features are fully released, because supposedly there's going to be like hundreds of workouts in your watch. It'll be better at tracking your sleep, which this thing actually does track sleep pretty well. So maybe I'll do a follow-up video. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video if I do get my hands on a Pixel Watch, and then we can talk more there, to battle the watches. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you know I hate outros, so see you later.